Wait a minute. Whoa. That's the wrong. That's the wrong review. I already did that review. All right. Hey guys, welcome to Legend of Korra, episode 9, book 4. Of course, we are reviewing Beyond the Wilds, and this is a spoiler review because I'm assuming you saw the episode, and these are just my thoughts. I want to hear your guys' thoughts at the end of this video. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I didn't like this episode. I really didn't. You know why? Because there's so much. It felt very rushed. Especially that ending. It felt so rushed. There was a lot of plot devices used in this episode that I don't think is going to come to effect. Well, maybe it will. Honestly, it might. Now that I think about it right now at this instant. But overall, just basically to sum it up, the Spirit Vines are going crazy. Take a bunch of people, especially Jinora. And Korra has to find a way to release these people and get into the spirit world. Where what she can't do, she's still scarred from the fight with Unalaq, and it just, she just can't. She just can't. So her plan is basically to see Unalaq face to face with Mako. Well, she leaves Mako behind to see him herself, and to basically confront him, because Unalaq is imprisoned, but he can still float. Well, anyway, this episode, I just have a real problem with it because those Spirit Vines, they take Jinora, they take all these, they take one of the airbenders, the guy that we see in the last season with the glasses who didn't even want to be an airbender, and his mom, and we see a lot of the people that the Spirit Vines took in these kind of like sacks, like, it's kind of like the Matrix where they're in like these sacks, like in a cocoon kind of state. And the problem with that is towards the end of this episode, if you saw it, basically when Korra releases these people, what was the whole point of that cocoon-like state? And we know the vines are going crazy because Kuvira's messing in the swamp with that Pandora tree, I like to call it. And it just, I didn't get why they were cocooned. I didn't get what the Spirit Vines were trying to do. Were they just like trying to freaking, I don't know, absorb their energy or whatever? It really made no sense. It really just felt like a plot device for Korra to see Unalaq at the end of the episode, which was super rushed, and really gain Raava back and be able to go into the spirit world. Boy, was that ending rushed, though. That ending was so rushed. Her being able to get into the spirit world because she has all these troubles, and her confronting Unalaq should have took a couple of episodes, because she was just there, she yelled a little bit, and then Unalaq somehow did a 180 and was like, oh, I'll help you because I don't like Kuvira too. And pretty much, boom, there you have it. She's able to go in the spirit world because Unalaq said, listen to my voice. And for some reason, Raava is back with her because that's just how the showrunners wanted it. Honestly, showrunners like, oh, we only have this many episodes left. Let's just rush this damn thing and get to that Toph and Kuvira fight. I'm not disappointed because that we didn't get the Toph and Kuvira fight. I'm just disappointed that this episode just felt like really anything. It felt rushed, of course, like I said, but there was really nothing to it other than Korra regaining all her confidence back. You had Bolin and Opal's relationship. I feel like the creators, they have something there, but they just they just don't know what to do with it. They're not really doing anything with that relationship, which is kind of really, really disappointing, because I really like Bolin and I somewhat like Opal. We really just don't know who Opal really is. Like, she's very kind of hard-headed. You could tell that she's part of Toph's family, but it just I wish they would just treat that relationship with more, not respect, but more, just give us a little bit more as fans. Like, if you're going to establish that these two are in a relationship, let's see it. Let's see why these two are in a relationship. And I don't know why they are, because they're constantly fighting and stuff. So it really doesn't make it. They introduced it, but they're not doing really anything with it. Also, we see Tenzin, and he seems worried about Jinora, but I didn't get that in this episode. He never had any face expressions or panic like Tenzin has, where it felt like that made me care or feel that Jinora is in danger. Tenzin was like kind of really calm, which is kind of shocking because Tenzin's a character that kind of overreacts a little bit or really gets emotional. So Tenzin just didn't feel like his daughter was too much in danger. It just, you couldn't see that Tenzin was really worried. So that was the problem too. This episode just, I'm just disappointed in it. I'm disappointed just how we only have a couple more episodes left, and it feels like the team doesn't really know how to grasp a 13 episode series. This is the problem with The Legend of Korra as a whole. They don't know how to really get the episodes moving, have a lot of great stuff like dialogue development, basically interest of like anime has. There could be a 13 episode anime, and it's only 30 minutes each episode, just like Legend of Korra. And they do a lot more with it than these creators and these series writers. I'm not saying Legend of Korra is awful. I'm just saying it has so much potential to be such an amazing series. But it doesn't. It doesn't live up to the hype. It doesn't live up to actually a really great, solid series, because you have episodes like these where it just feels rushed. The characters are not fully developed. You don't really care for the relationship because they're not giving us anything. That's what I had the same problem with Bleach that I was talking in the other review. So I like Legend of Korra, but this episode shows me that the creators and the writers just don't know what they're really doing when they have such a limited time in these episodes. They could do so much more, but it just falls apart. It definitely falls apart at the end of this episode as I'm speaking, because tell me guys that ending didn't feel rushed. I mean, it just felt like boom, boom, now Korra is back to being a full avatar. I mean, I don't even know if I really like Korra that much either, because I want to like her. I really do. But it just feels like she still hasn't grown. It feels like she's still in the same place as she was in day one. Just maybe talks a little bit more mature, but her actions still are not that much mature than she was in day one. Yeah, she maybe has done a few things differently since the very beginning of the series, but it just feels like she's still stuck in the mud. She's not really evolving. With Aang, he evolved from a kid to actually a young adult. I don't want to say adult, but he knew the responsibilities. He knew that he had to really take this thing seriously, even though he didn't really, sometimes he didn't seem like he was still playful, still jolly, but he really took it more serious as the seasons came and went. So his fight with Ozai was more impactful. With Korra, it just feels like she's just more, it's always a struggle. It's always her really frustrated, and that leaves the audience just really frustrated. So frustration is probably a great word to sum up this episode. I mean, I watched it and I was like, okay, that was it. Let's move on to the next episode. And I know everybody's looking forward to the Toph and Culvera fight. If it happens, it's going to happen. It has to happen, right? It has to. But we know that Culvera is going to fight Korra at some point at the end. So, but there's really no momentum going towards that. It's really just all about Toph and Culvera, because we already know Toph's character, and they did a good job with Culvera and what she wants to gain and what she wants to do. So I got to give them props on that. That Culvera is not an amazing villain that I wish she was, but she's still a villain that I do understand, and her motives are great because she does want to pretty much rebuild the Earth Kingdom Empire, Earth Kingdom, but wants to make it an empire. So she knows that it's been just down on its luck and it's been total shreds, whatever, just bad, just kind of like a ghetto, I guess. And she wants to bring back to its former glory. So I like the writers how they did Culvera. I just wish they would have given us a little bit more out of her. It's just not enough, I guess, episodes featuring her that really evolves her character. It's just frustrating, guys. It's frustrating. I mean, this episode, I just couldn't believe how rushed that ending was and how everything just was. There we go. It felt like the season 2 when they rushed that, and oh no, humans and the spirits live happily because now it's a tourist attraction. I still can't get over that. So overall, it wasn't a great episode. If you think about it, if you really dive into it, there's really nothing much you can get out of it other than, Bolin and Opal are going to go try to rescue her family by themselves with the help of Lynn. And I don't think I saw anybody else. But I'm surprised that not a lot of other people are helping them out. I mean, Tenzin should be there. The kids should actually be there. They're actually really, really strong if you think about it. And just you would think a lot more people would help them try to on this rescue mission, and she didn't even have. Bolin should just went. He should have knew and just went with them. So that was whatever. Korra finding her avatar powers back and probably is ready to fight Colvera, just like that. And I'm pretty sure her and Mako they were together. So I'm pretty sure something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen between those two at the end of the series. They're probably either gonna get back together. It just feels like the creators are trying to get those two back together at the end of the series. So we'll see. And then we saw Asami and who else have we had? Varric. They're together. They're gonna have their minds are gonna be put together and try to stop Colvera as well. So I mean, they're setting up still. They're still setting up to get to the finale, but it just felt it felt like it wasn't executed in a great way. Like it was not very memorable, I guess you could say it. But it felt, like I said, episode felt towards the end, very end with Colvera's arc, it felt very rushed, and I'm just disappointed in that factor and disappointed overall how they're just not handling the 13 episode season, not to my liking, and some others probably liking. I'm just frustrated, guys. I'm very frustrated. But it started off good, but it just kind of dwindled down a little bit. But I can't wait for that Toph and Colvera fight. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot wait for that fight. So tell me, guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe? Do you guys think as well that this was a rushed episode? That there wasn't really too much to it. That Korra, she has changed somewhat, but she's still kind of. It's always the same story every season. Just let me know, you guys. Let me know what you thought about this episode and the season as a whole. We're down to the wire, man. Remember, there's only, I believe, 13 episodes in the season. And then after Legend of Korra, I read some of the stuff that, hey, the creators are kind of done and they want to move on to different projects. You'll get like the comic books and stuff after this. But we all know the comic books kind of like, whatever. I mean, I want to see it animated. But overall, I mean, after Legend of Korra, we're not going to see, I don't think, a full cycle. We're not going to see an earth-bending avatar. We're not going to see a fire-bending avatar, Fire Nation avatar. Oh, we did see Zuko's daughter for a little bit. She couldn't help out, but she probably will help out at the end. I forgot what his name was, though. That's cool. We got to see Zuko's daughter. It was like a cameo, really. Well, anyway, guys. Thank you guys for listening, and if you like this video, please push the like button, and please subscribe, because it's my birthday, and I'm just not, giving you a guilt trip here. Just, subscribe if it's my birthday. All right, bye, guys.